I've been coming to Saratoga since I was a couple months old. My dad used to have horses with Dennis Brida way back in the late 90s, and I kind of grew up in that barn over there in the Oklahoma Annex. And was hooked from a young age. Just started coming up when I was 8, 9. Started walking hots for Schettino. Worked my way up there. Went to Falcone for a year. Ended up going to work for Nick Zito for 3 years as an assistant, and took my license out and went out on my own from there. And we're doing the thing now.
And you know, people don't know that you actually went to school for this. Can you
Yeah,
talk about that?
I did 2 years. I studied business on Long Island, and then I ended up transferring out to the University of Arizona's racetrack industry program, and I was out there for a year and a half, graduated from there, and took my license out as soon as I graduated. Started off at Gulfstream, and you know, we did well down there. We claimed a horse for 25 at Belmont last fall, and won a grade 3 with him in Gulfstream over the winter this past year. So everything's moving. You know, it's tough being a young trainer in the game, because I feel like you don't kind of get that respect. But it's part of the game. You just got to do the dirty work, keep your head down, keep grinding, and everything will come together eventually.
And you know, who were some of the mentors for you, man? Because I know you've been around so many big names.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I learned a lot of Schettino, and that's where I kind of got my ground level of education and horsemanship, and they always treated me well over there. I learned a lot over there, and my main mentor's got to be Zito, and he taught me just about everything he knows. And you know, it's a tough game. You think you know, not that you think you know everything, but you think you have a great understanding of it, and something comes up, and you learn something new every day. And if anybody tells you different, they're lying.
And you know, like, what's like for you the greatest thing of training the horses?
The greatest thing about it is just working with animals, honestly. I mean, they're all different. They got their own personalities. You know what works for some and what doesn't work for some, and you kind of gauge their personalities and what they like to do, and you find out what they like to do and try to get them to do the best that they can do at that one specific thing.
Throughout the years, what's your favorite moment so far?
My favorite moment, the best race I ever saw was Frosted Met's Mile. That was probably the greatest performance I've seen. The greatest moment was probably my uncle owned Always Dreamin', and I was there for the Derby, the walkover, and everything. And that whole weekend, the experience of that was a dream, literally.
And who your uncle is?
Anthony Bonomo.
And you know, how proud is your dad?
You know, he's my #1 supporter. I mean, when I started out, he went with me. We bought a couple 2-year-olds, and you know, and he's not a very wealthy guy. He was a cop in the city for 22 years, and you know, to see him believe in me and invest in me and give me a chance, it means a lot, you know.
And you know, right? What's your aspirations long term in this business?
You know, just to have fun, have a successful career, and you know, just do it every day that we love it. And if we ever stop loving it, which I don't think will happen, then it's time to step away. But in order to be in this game, you got to love it every day, day in and day out.
And you know, as a young person, man, you definitely a mentor, man. Because I've seen a lot of your process. Because I know you before you was a trainer, and you know, and I'm proud of you to see where you at now. Got your own barn. That's pretty cool. Right. Who the best jockey you seen ride a horse?
Ramon Dominguez.
Ramon Dominguez.
I mean, I didn't get to see Cordero and those guys. I wasn't born then, but through my childhood, it was always Ramon Dominguez.
And why Ramon for you?
I don't know, just his style. I mean, and he tried on any horse. It didn't matter if the horse was worth 10 grand or 10 million. He'd give you 100% every time, and he was a great rider all around.
And you know, for you, who goes down as the best trainer in your lifetime?
In my lifetime, I mean, obviously, I'd like to say Nick Zito, but you got guys like Todd and Chad, and I think those guys are the pinnacle of the sport right now and have been since I was a young kid. More so Todd, because Chad kind of came around a little bit after him, but those 2 guys, I think, are who you aspire to be as a trainer. You want to get that quality of horses. They get blue blood horses, and that's what we all want.
And you know, what's the daily grind, man, for you every day?
You know, we wake up 4 o'clock, get over here 4:25, 4:30, and check legs, go over and make sure everything's good with the horses, and from there, first set 5:30, and just truck along through the morning. And we'll go home 11 o'clock, 10:30, come back 3:30, feed in the afternoon, go to the races, go to the sales. It's a 24-hour-a-day gig.
And you know, how do a young trainer like yourself get good help to kind of believe in you and want to be on your team?
Yeah, I think I'm blessed with good help because I've known the guys that work for me since before I knew you. When I was a little kid running around the backside, and I built a relationship with those guys because I worked with them. And it's always good when someone comes to you and wants to help you out, wants to be on the team and support what you're doing, and they know too it's not an easy process, and it's going to take 10 years, 15 years to establish yourself completely. But to have the belief from them, it makes you want to come here in the morning and work with them and everything.
And the name of this program is the real players inside the backstretch, right? How important is the men and women that
they're the backbone of the industry. I mean, without them, and we can see it now. I mean, there's a diminishing number of them. Like when I was younger, you could walk from this. If you quit over there, you walk over here and find a job. Now it's a lot tougher to find good help, quality help, and without them, these horses don't get cared for properly, and people cut corners. But as long as you got good help, I feel like everything will come. It's really a major part of being a trainer.